Good afternoon, everyone. We are seeing GATE mathematics. The first topic in that is calculus. We have already discussed syllabus. So, in this PPT, we'll discuss the points: application of definite integral to obtain area and volume, and if possible, we'll cover the topics vector calculus. In that is gradient, divergence, curls, vector identities, directional derivatives, line, surface and volume integrals, Stokes, Gauss and Green's theorem. If possible, we'll cover. Otherwise, we'll only focus on the first topic itself. So yesterday we stopped here comparison test. So what is the comparison test for integral to be convergent? So for example, if f of x is a positive function, that is 0 is less than f of x and is less than or equal to some function g of x, then if that integration g of x is convergent, we can say integration of f of x is also convergent. And if integration f of x is divergent, then we can say integration g of x is divergent, right? So there are some limitations, we'll discuss them. So first limit form is first kind of integration. That is first kind of limit form of convergent divergent integration. That is, there are two functions, say f of x and g of x, be two positive functions, such that if we take the limit as x tends to infinity, f of x upon g of x, if it is equal to L, that L is nothing but a finite number and non-zero, right? Then if such L exists, which is non-zero and finite, then we can say integration f of x dx and integration g of x, both from a to b, both either converges or both either diverges together. So for second kind of function, so what are the second kind of function is, there are two functions, say f of x and g of x, but the function f of x tends to infinity at x tends to c. So what is c? C is in between the limit a to b. There is an interval a to b, and if c is in between a to b, and for that c, if limit we can say f of x at x tends to c, if it is infinity, any one function is tending to infinity, or we can say f of x is tending to infinity, then if we check limit x tends to c f of x upon g of x, and that is equal to L again, that is non-zero and finite again. So if such L exists, then we can say either or, but both the integration f of x and g of x, either both converges or diverges together. If one converges, then other must be convergent, or if one diverges, other must be divergent, right? So what is the change in first kind and second kind? In first kind, we have to just check the limit of f of x upon g of x is L, and then we can say, but in second kind of function, there is function f of x is also tending to infinity at limit x tends to c. So note, integration of a to infinity 1 upon x raised to p dx, where a is positive. Remember this a should be greater than 0. It should not be 0 or less than 0. Okay, so in such case 1 upon x raised to p integration is convergent, we can say, if p is greater than 1, and is divergent if p is less than equal to 1. For example, integration 1 to infinity, we'll first check 1. 1, here it is 1 is greater than 0, so we can apply this rule, and we'll check then power of x here. X is to half and 1, that is 3 by 2, and 3 by 2 is greater than 1, and if it is greater than 1, then we can say convergent. Okay, second, this is cube root is 1 by 3, so 1 by 3, it is again 2, not 0 or less than 0, that is 2, then p is 1 by 3, which is less than 1, therefore it is divergent. Next rule, or we can say formula, integration a to b 1 upon x minus a raised to p dx is convergent if, exactly opposite I told you yesterday, if it is just x raised to p, Then if p greater than 1 convergent, and in this case x minus a raised to p is convergent if p less than 1 and is divergent if p greater than equal to 1. Next, integration a to b 1 upon b minus x minus a, x minus lower limit, and here is upper limit minus x raised to p dx is convergent if p is same here, if p is less than 1 and divergent if p greater than equal to 1. So we'll go to the example. Find the convergence of the following improper integral. Is it improper integral? Yes. Of which kind? It is of first kind. Yesterday we have seen if the integration limits are somewhere it is infinity, then it is first kind. If this function is going to infinity at some point in the interval, then it is second kind. Okay. Then this is first kind improper integral. And we have to check the convergence of that. So to check the convergence, we have to check is there any function where we can write this. What? This form. 0 is less than fx is less than or equal to g of x. So that we can conclude if g of x is convergent, f is convergent, or if f is divergent, g is divergent. Right? So we'll try that. So we know e raised to x is greater than 1 always for any x. Right? For any x greater than equal to 1, we have to just take x greater than equal to 1 as our integration limits are from 1 to infinity. Right? That is what changing x on both sides. Changing the limits of x in your equation. So we get e raised to minus x and here is no x, so 1 as it is, and once we change the variable, greater will become less. And that is for all x, right? So that is what e raised to minus x upon, if we divide on both sides by x square, we get e raised to minus x upon x square is less than 1 upon x square. What we are obtaining here is the term inside the integration. This is general statement. We know from the general statement we can write e raised to minus x, and we want e raised to minus x upon x square, so we are dividing by x square on both sides, right? But we know integration 1 upon x square from 1 to infinity is convergent by our known theorem. What is that? If p is greater than 1 and here if it is not 0, then we can say it is convergent if p is greater than 1 and p is here 2. So it is convergent. And if this is convergent, then by comparison test we can say integration this is also convergent. So what? The given integration is convergent. Next, you have to check convergence or divergence. So can you check is this convergent or divergent? Some of the part I have given to you, that is f of x is there. Okay, I'll tell you this thing. X tan inverse x upon root 4 plus x cube. So what we do here is, whatever is the power x inside the denominator term, we'll try to write it outside. So x cube is there, but it is within root. So what will come out is x raised to 3 by 2, right? So x raised to 3 by 2 means x root x will come out, right? So there will be 4 by x cube plus 1. 1x get cancelled, right? So there is a term now, tan inverse x upon root x into root 1 plus 4 by x cube. Then we have to consider a function g of x. We have to consider a function g of x. So generally, we'll try to write the function g of x as that root term, and except that tan inverse term, whatever is the function f of x, there is a term which is tending to 0. We'll take that term. That is what? 1 upon root x. Right? So g of x will consider 1 upon root x. What is next step? You have to consider f of x upon g of x. So f of x is here. This is your f of x. X get cancelled. This upon 1 by root x. So 1 by root x by 1 by root x will get cancelled. And what will be there is tan inverse x upon root 4 by x cube plus 4. Right? Nextly, we have to check the limit as x tends to infinity of f of x upon g of x. So check this. Take limit as x tends to infinity, tan inverse infinity, it is pi by 2. And then it is 4 by infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, plus 1 is 1. So it is pi by 2. Right. So limit x tends to infinity, f of x upon g of x is pi by 2. And what it should be? Let me take you back here. If f of x and g of x such that limit x tends to infinity, f of x upon g of x is equal to L, and that L should be non-zero finite. So we'll check what is our L. Our L is pi by 2, which is non-zero and which is finite. Correct. So is it first kind or second kind? We haven't checked it. If it is limit for any one of the term 1 to infinity, if it is going to infinity, so it will put limit as x tends to infinity here. So we'll get 1 upon infinity, that is 0. Limit will not goes to infinity. So this is first kind. F of x will not go to infinity. And if it is goes to infinity for any point in this range, then it is of second kind. So this is first kind. So we need to check only limit f of x upon g of x, which is finite and non-zero. So what we can say is either both converge together or both diverge together. So we cannot say directly for f of x, but we can say for g of x. So we'll check for what about g of x integration. So integration 1 to infinity 1 upon root x. Is this convergent or divergent? X raised to half is there and half is less than 1. Less than 1 means divergent. So this integration is divergent. So we can say integration f of x dx is also divergent. As we know, either both converge or both diverge. So any one of which is divergent, then other is also divergent. Next. So integration 1 to infinity x raised to 4 upon 1 plus x cubed raised to 5 by 2 dx. Is it convergent or divergent? So we have a shortcut method for that. This method is only for the first kind of integration. That is what? 1 upon x raised to p time. So what is that is, we see the highest power of numerator and the highest power of denominator. Right. So what is the highest power of numerator? Of x, of course. Highest power of x in the numerator 4, and highest power in the denominator of x is 15 by 2. Right. So we'll try to write 1 upon x raised to p. Okay. So whatever is the power in numerator, we'll take to the denominator. So it is x raised to 15 by 2, and then 4 in the numerator will come down as minus 4. So it is x raised 1 upon x raised to 7 by 2. Right. Actually, this is your g of x. And we have to check then limit f of x upon g of x, and we have to check whether it is finite, non-zero, and if it is so, then we can say both are convergent or both are divergent. So to avoid that much of the work, what we just check is 1 upon x raised to p, highest power of x, and that x raised to 7 by 2 is there, and 7 by 2 is nothing but 3.5, which is greater than 1, and p, if p is greater than 1, we can say it is convergent. So given integration is convergent. Getting? Good. Next, it is divergent. So 1 upon x raised to p. Highest power in the denominator. It is x raised to half into 1 by 3. That is what? 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. That is 3 plus 2 by 6. 5 by 6. And in the numerator, there is no x, so highest power is 0. So it is of the form 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6. But 5 by 6 is less than 1. And if it is less than 1, the given integral is divergent. If you have any doubt, please unmute and ask. Okay, next question. Integration 1 to 3 root 1 plus x upon x minus 1 square dx. Is it convergent or divergent? I have written answers already. So these are your questions. Convergent, divergent, cannot say. Such things are in your options. So next is we'll check it. So for that, we directly cannot write here answer because uh, function is tending to zero. Function is tending to infinity. This function for which value? If x is 1, if we'll put x is 1 here, 1 minus 1 will be 0 and 1 upon 0 will be infinity. That is your f of x is tending to infinity. So this is of second kind, right? So for second kind, you have to check limit f of x upon g of x again, right? For that, we'll check everything. We'll check. There is also a shortcut. So we'll just check the highest power of x in numerator and denominator. So what is the highest power? Wait, I'll show you second kind function. Okay, this is the second kind function. If limit at x tends to c f of x is infinity, then limit x tends to c f of x upon g of x. Remember, in first kind, here it is limit x tends to infinity. And in second kind, it is limit x tends to c. C is what? Where f of x is divergent. So if it is non-zero finite, then either both converge or diverge. Remember that. Okay. So what we can say is your f of x is tending to infinity at x is 1. And if we check the limit, this is your g of x. If we consider g of x is 1 upon x minus 1 square. And if we check the limit of that integration g of x as x minus 1, this is what type? This is again second kind. Which second kind? This is standard one. Let me take you back again. Here it is. Integration x minus a raised to p. If it is lower limit a, then we can write x minus a. And if upper limit is b, it is b minus x. And is convergent if p is less than 1 and is divergent if p greater than equal to 1. This is the form. Right. So it is x minus 1 raised to 2. So what is p here? P is 2. 2 is greater than 1. But as it is second kind, so if p greater than 1, it is divergent. Getting? It is not just x raised to p. It is x minus lower limit raised to p. And in this case, if p greater than 1, then it is divergent. Okay. Next. If we see denominator is of the form b minus x. Second kind again, right? So we consider only integration. This is your g of x, okay? So g of x is 1 upon root 2 minus x. And what is power? I use power of x in the denominator. It is 1 by 2. And 1 by 2 is less than 1. It is convergent. So whole integration is convergent. Next. Okay, this is divergent, and this is, if we check the denominator, it is x minus 2, that is x minus a, and here is b minus x also. So both is in combination. So what we do here is, we check where is the problem for definition of the function. So here it is, problem is for 2 only and not for 3. So we'll try to separate the integration as 2 to 2.5 and 2.5 to 3, right? That is for first, only 2 is the problem, and for second, only 3 will be the problem, right? So here, we'll take f of x is 1 upon 3 minus x square whole function, and g as 1 upon x minus 2 raised to 1 by 4. And it is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is less than 1, right? And if it is less than 1, conversion. Correct. So for this also, we'll check. And here problem will be for 3. So we'll check this part only. So this part, power is 2 and 2 is greater than 1. So it is divergent. As both is combination of convergent and divergent, so we can say divergent. if any one of the function is divergent, the whole function goes to divergent. Okay, good. Next, double integration. We all know double integration. Double integration is there are two variables, a function of two variables, x and y. So integration and integration again of f of xy with respect to dx and dy. So these properties, we know them, limits of x, limits of y, and then we have to write it. And always remember one more important thing. If there are x1 and x2 as the limits of integration, they are the limits of y. Function of x are the limits of y, and functions of y are the limits of x. Right? Same here. Here first is limits of y and then is limits of x. And this is the property that these two, if they are all are constant, x1, x2, y1, y2, if all are constant, these are interchangeable integrations. That is, we can take with respect to y first and with respect to x later. This is the formula of integration. And area can be defined as, area is nothing but integration dx dy over the whatever is the region, right? Or area can also be defined as, in case of integration, single integration, we can say integration from a to b f of x minus g of x dx. This is also the formula of area. Okay, method of evaluation. So if we have given functions of x as in the limits of integration, so these are limits of y, and other two are, suppose x is c1 and x is c2, then x is c1, something x is equal to, if it is there, x is equal to anything is parallel to y-axis, right? So x is c1, this is parallel to y-axis, first line. Second, x is c2, that is also parallel to y-axis, x is c2, this is line x is c2. And y is some function of x, y is phi1 of x. If y is something is there, it is parallel to, or parallel means it is in plane xy. So suppose this is phi1x and this is phi2x. So area, if we want to find out the area in between, so we have to draw all these lines or whatever curves. Then we have to check inside this, inside this, inside this, and inside this. That is called region bounded by, right? So this is the region bounded by this condition. And there is a vertical strip. Okay, one more thing we have seen already in M2, I think. If you want to change the limits, we have to draw the strip. So here, we don't know what are first given and what is second given. So I'll tell you later when to take which strip. So this is integration, double integration dx dy. Y is phi1x to phi2x. Whatever are the variable limits, we have to take them first, and whatever are the constant limits of integration, let that integration outside, right? So these are functions of x, that is limits for y. So with respect to y, we'll take first, and as x is outside, so with respect to x integration, we'll take later. Case 2. What is that? If x is now function of y, these are variable limits, and y is having constant limits. So y is d1, y is something parallel to x-axis, y is d2 parallel to x-axis, and if we draw psi1y and psi2y, this is the region bounded by. And to change, we need to draw horizontal strip, of course. Okay, I'll tell you later this. Then that integration can be written as constant outside. So y, limits of y are outside, d1, d2, and variable inside, psi1y to psi2y. This is integration. Limits of x, so we have to take with respect to x first integration and then y. Case 3, when x limits are also constant and y's limits are also constant. So x is c1, this is the line, x is c1, this is the line, x is c2, this is y is d1, this is y is d2. right? This is the region bounded by. So either we can take limits of x first and limits of y later, as there is no variable limits. So it is your choice what to take first and what second. So if you are taking limits of y inside, so with respect to y first and x later. Or if we take x inside or x first, then x with respect to x first and with respect to y later. Okay, question. Integration x is 1 to 2, y is 0 to 3, x square y cube dy dx. Okay, we'll first check the limits of integration, as all the limits of integration 1, 2, 0, 3 are constants. So no need to think. So we can take integration with respect to y, as it is given to you. These are limits of y, these are limits of x. So you have to first take with respect to y integration, as y is inside, right? So x is as it is, constant. Y cube integration is y raised to 4 by 4, that is from 0 to 3. Outside dx is as it is. So it is y, if it is taking, we are taking upper limit 3 first, then 3 raised to 4, 81. 1 by 4 I am taking outside already. Minus 0, right? So it is 81 by 4 and integration of x square from 1 to 2. Next we have to take integration, that is x cube by 3 with respect to x from 1 to 2, and solving we'll get this. Next, it is not given which are these limits, which are for x and which are for y, right? So you have to think here which limits are limits of x and which are limits of y. So wherever there is a function of x as the limits of integration, these are the limits of y, right? And what remain is the limits of x. So outside are limits of x and these are limits of y. Remember, function of x are limits of y. So we have to take with respect to y integration first. Remember always, we have to always take the integration with variable limits first, and constant limit should be outside. Okay, so integration with respect to y of this e raised to y by x upon 1 by x. Upon is written here, divide. That is what? 1 e raised to y by x upon 1 by x, that x is going to the numerator. So it is x into e raised to y by x. So integration is with respect to y, x is constant, we can take it out and then we'll apply upper lower limit. That is e raised to x square by x minus e raised to 0. 0 by x 0. There is x outside, we'll take it inside later. So e raised to x minus 1, take x inside, x e raised to x minus x, or let it be x outside. And this is from 0 to 4. And we have to solve this part now. This is u into v integration, or we can use Leibniz here, right? So Leibniz, applying Leibniz, solving for first integration only x e raised to x into e raised to x minus derivative is 1 into e raised to x. So e raised to x is taking common and it is into x minus 1. Minus integration x, that is x square by 2. This is from 0 to 4. So applying the limits, we are getting the answer 3 e raised to 4 minus 7. Next. Okay, come on, tell me the answer. Wait. Before that, I should tell one more example to you. I think this is change the order. Let it be. Change of order. Okay. Okay, we'll go to the change of order, changing the order of integration. So as we already discussed, if limits are constant, we can easily change the order, no doubt in that, that is possible. But if the limits are variable limits, then how to change the order? So for example, if this is example given to you, and if it is not given, this is y is equal to or this is x is equal to, we have to find out is this y is equal to or is this x is equal to. So for finding that, we'll check the limits of integration. If there is x, so these are functions of y. Okay, and if there is y somewhere, these are functions of x. So here is x, so these are limits of y, and remaining are then limits of x. Right? Um, as it is inside change the order of integration, so I'm not going into detail why to use change the order. But to change the order, what we have to do is we have to write the equation. The first is y is x, second is y is infinity, next is x is 0, and next is x is infinity. Okay, if we go out of Zoom, please come back early as we have less than 1 minute, so it will get stopped. Come back faster. Okay, then these are the limits of integration. So we have to draw them. So y is equal to x line. So passing. Okay, that is we have written y is equal to x and y is infinity, and x is 0 and x is infinity, right? So if you have to change the order, listen up, to change the order, that is here y is equal to first, so it is converting, we have to convert it into x is equal to, that is we have to change the limits y to x first. Inside integral we'll think about. Here first is y and we have to change it to x. So in this case, we have to draw a strip parallel to x-axis. Once again, what if these are limits of y, right? And we are changing the order, means we want here limits of x. So if there are y and we are changing it to x, we have to draw a strip parallel to x-axis, right? Given problem is a vertical strip and we are changing it to horizontal strip problem. Okay, so the horizontal strip, what are the limits of horizontal strip then, right? We have to see here lower limit. Lower limit is this line. This is what y-axis, that is x is equal to 0, and upper end of this horizontal strip is on this line where x is equal to y. So here is x is 0 and here is x is y. That is horizontal strip will give you x is 0 to x is y. And then we'll check for limits of y. So we have to rotate the strip in this region. So we'll come here. What is this is lower limit of y. So what is here? Here it is y is 0, right? And rotate the strip up to upper point, that is upper region, and upper region is not fixed, it is going on, so it is y is what, infinity. So what are your limits for y is 0 to y is infinity. These are the new limits by drawing horizontal strip, right? So now whatever are the constant limits, take them first. These are for y, so y is 0 to infinity, and then variable limits, that is x is 0 to y. Okay, and your function e raised to minus y upon y as it is, but there will be dy, as there was dy by dx, here it will be dx dy, as we are taking x with respect to x first and then with respect to y integration. Getting? This is changing the order. So we have to take integration with respect to x first. So this term is constant. Take it out and just take the integration dx, that is x, from 0 to y, that is y minus 0, y, and y will get cancelled, and it is just 0 to infinity e raised to minus y. It is e raised to minus y upon minus 1. From 0 to infinity, applying upper lower limits, will get e raised to minus infinity, that is 0, minus minus 1, that is plus 1. So the answer is 1. For this given integral, the value is 1. Okay, next. By changing the order of integration, the double integral, given is one integral, can be expressed as this PQRS f of x by dx dy. Then the value of Q into R is, this was the question for 2 marks. So what you have to what you have to do here is, we have to change the order of integration. Okay, so first thing is, these are limits of x, so these are limits of these are functions of x, so these are limits of y, and these are limits of x, right? So we are writing here y is x square by 4a and y is 2 root ax, and x is 0 to x is 4a, x is 0 to x is 4a. This just modified to x square is 4ay and y square is 4ax, right? So we have to change the order. Order is, here it was y first inside and we want x inside. Y to x, so draw a strip parallel to x axis. Here, this is the strip parallel to x axis, horizontal strip. So lower limit of the strip is on this line, and this is the line y square is equal to 4ax, right? So we are writing the limits of x. So what is the limit of x here? X is equal to y square by 4a, and upper limit of the strip is on this line, and this is what? This is, okay, before that I forgot to tell you that you have to draw this on your plane. So x square is equal to 4ay. This is a parabola along y axis. This is the parabola along y axis. X square is 4ay. Secondly, it is y square is 4x. So this is along x axis. Y square is 4x. Then x is 0. This is x is 0, y axis. And x is 4a. This is the line x is 4a parallel to y axis. Here is the line x is 4a, right? So inside this is the region, and in this region we have to find out now the point of intersection of these two. X is 4a, so we have to find if x is 4a, what is y? So it is 4a bracket square upon 4a. 4a get cancelled. What remains is 4a. So this is the point of intersection, 4a 4a. This is our first job. Okay, then we have to draw a strip parallel to x-axis. Lower limit is on this, that is x is y square by 4a. Upper limit is on this, where x is root 4ay. Here it is, root 4ay. That is 2 root ay. Okay, these are the limits of x, and if we rotate the strip in the region, we'll get limits for y. So y is 0 here, lower limit, and it will go max here, and here is y is, this point is 4a 4a, so y is 4a. So y is 0, y is 4a, right? And then the next new integral becomes, we'll first write integration. Integrals limits of x, that is x is y square by 4a to x is 2 root ay, and then constant outside, that is 0 to 4a, 0 to 4a with respect to this is your function, and these are limits of x. So with respect to x first and with respect to y later, right? We have written this, and then it is asked to you PQRS. This is PQ, this is RS. So our P is this 0, Q is 4a, this is your R is y square by 4a, and S is 2 root ay, right? So that is, you next you have asked Q into R. So Q into R is, here it is Q and here is R. So 4a into y square by 4a. 4a cancel. The answer is y square. Chalo, next. This is for you. Solve and give me the answer. Take some time. Changing the order of integration. You have to change the order. Okay. And then I is same problem. After changing, I is this RSPQ. Then what is Q? Q. What is this limit Q? After changing, just tell me this. Okay, can you tell me what are these limits? These are limits of
Y.
y. As these are functions of x, this is limit of y and this is limit of x. It is not given to you, so you have to decide what are these limits. So these are limits of y and these are limits of x. Y first, and you have to change it to x first. Chalo, solid. Anyone, if you are done, please unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Monali, you are only giving the answer. What about other people? Please tell me answer. For you, I'll tell you again, these are limits of y. So y is x by 4, y is equal to 2, x is 0 and x is equal to 8. Draw them and then find the region and draw a strip parallel to x, find lower upper limit, rotate the strip, find lower upper limit and write the changed order of integration. And in that, you have to just tell me q. And q is nothing but, I think, in the changed integration part, upper limit of x. Anyone done? Please unmute and tell me answer. This was asked question in GATE 2005 for 1 mark. Do it rough, fastly. Tell me the answer. Chalo, let me show you the answer. Okay, this is the question given to you, right? And which strip we need to draw first? This is y is equal to limits. So given is a vertical strip problem and we have to convert y to x. So we have to draw a horizontal strip. So we have to draw this strip. Before that, this is the question. So y is x by 4. That is x is 4y. And y is 2. Y is 2, that is parallel to x axis. This is y is 2 line. Then x is 0. X is 0, that is y axis. And x is equal to 8. That is x is equal to 8 parallel to y axis. So this will be the line x is equal to 8. Right? Okay. And then x is equal to 4y. X is equal to 4y is the line if you see the points, if y is 0, x is 0, if y is 1, x is 4. So 4, 1 point, 4, 1 point somewhere. If x is, if y is 2, x is 8. If y is 2, x is 8. The point is 8, 2, right? So if we draw this line, this is the line x is equal to 4y. And next we need the points of intersection also. So x is equal to 4y and this is the line y is 2. And where it will meet, where these two lines meet is, it will put y is 2 here, so x is 8. So at the point 8, 2, these two lines intersects, right? So this is the point of intersection 8, 2, right? Then we are drawing the strip parallel to x-axis. The lower limit of strip is here. What is this? This is x is 0, y-axis, that is x is 0. Upper end of the strip is here on this line. What is this line? This is x is equal to 4y. So x is equal to 4y, upper limit. Lower limit is x is 0. Then if we rotate the strip, lower end of the strip is here. Here it is y is 0. And if we rotate above, it will go up to here, and here is y is 2. Right? So 0 to 2, 0 to 4y, f of xy, and these are limits of x, so dx, dy. And what is asked to you is q. Q is upper limit. This is what q is 4y. So your correct answer is 4y. Okay. Next, triple integration. So you know the notation, triple integration of some function in x, y, z variables with respect to dx, dy, dz over the region R. And the volume is denoted as triple integration of dx, dy, dz. As area is double integration dx, dy, volume is triple integration dx, dy, dz. Limits of z are always the functions of x and y. Limits of y are always the function of x. And limits of x are constant c1, c2. Or these two we can change. Limits of x are function of y and y are constant c1, c2. Okay, remember this. But z is always function of xy. Wherever is function of xy, we have to denote it as limits of z. If it is function of x, we have to denote it as limits of y. And if remaining, then z and y are fixed, then these are limits of x. Okay, then there is a question. If it is not given, we have to decide which are the variables. First is 0 to y. See, suppose it is not given to you, x, y, z. So this is 0 to y, this is 0 to x, and this is 0 to a. We know this is constant, and this is 0 to x. As constant, we can give anything to this, but as this is function of x, these are limits of y, right? And as there is y, so we have to give it z or either x, but limits of x are limits of y are 0 to x, function of x are limits of y, and function of x, y, z anything are limits of z, and constants are limits of x. So these are fixed now, as this is y fixed, this is x fixed, right? And what remained is z. We have to see this first, make it fixed. If it is y, then here constant are x and variable are z. So we have to take with respect to z first, integration, that is z square by 2. This integration we are taking, this is xy as it is, first to integral as it is, and applying limit 0 to y, we are getting this. Okay, we are here, and now we have to take the integration with respect to y, as these are limits of y. So taking the integration, y raised to 4 by 4, this is as it is, applying upper lower, that is x0, so we are getting this. And lastly, applying 0 to a, we get x raised to 6 by 6, 1 by 8 as it is outside, and 0 to a, this will be your answer. Solve this and tell me the answer. As it is again given to you, which are the limits. So we'll see middle first. As there is y, so these are limits of x, function of y, so limit of x, and then as these are x, constant are y. X, y fixed, so remaining are z. Firstly, you are taking with respect to z. Okay, it is here. First take integration with respect to z. We get z 0 to 1 minus x. 1 minus x minus 0, 1 minus x is here. And then x into 1 minus x. Taking integration, x square by 2 minus x cube by 3. And this is with respect to x. So limits are y to 1. Applying the limits, we are getting this. Okay, next is taking integration with respect to y. This is 1 by 6. 1 by 6y from 0 to 1 minus 1 by 2 y cube by 3, 0 to 1 plus 1 by 3 y raised to 4 by 4, 0 to 1. And again applying upper lower limits, we'll get the answer 1 by 12. Next question. A triangle in xy plane is bounded by straight lines 2x is equal to 3y, y 0 and x is 3. The volume above the triangle and under the plane x plus y plus z is 6 is volume, that is triple integral, and it is xy plane. Xy plane is nothing but what? Z is 0, right? So we'll try to draw the given lines. Straight line 2x is 3y, that is x is 3 by 2y or y is 2 by 3x. Try to draw the points. So x is 3 by 2y, that is x is 1 point something y. So x is y is this, and 1 point something will go slightly above to the x is y line, that is this is 2x is equal to 3y. Then y is 0, that is x axis. Then x is 3, that is parallel to y axis. Here is the line x is 3. And here we have to check the point of intersection. So this is x is 3 line, and here is 2x is equal to 3y line. So x is 3, we are substituting here. If x is 3, it is 3 into 2 is 3 into y. 3 3 get cancelled, y is 2. So when x is 3, y is 2. So point of intersection is 3, 2. Okay. Then try to write the limits. Volume is nothing but triple integration dx divided z, but we need the limits of integration. So here it is given to you xy plane, so we know the lower limit is z is 0 and upper limit is here under the plane this. So z is 6 minus x minus y, so limits of z we got. Then we have to find limit of x and limit of y, right? If we want to write limits of y first, draw a straight parallel to y, and if you want to write limits of x first, then draw a straight parallel to x. Here we are drawing straight parallel to y, so we'll get limits of y first. The lower end of the strip is here, x axis, that is y is 0. Upper end is here, that is y is 2 by 3 x, right? Rotate the strip, we'll get x is 0 and above upper limit is here, that is x is 3. So these are the limits. And solving this integration with respect to z first, z upper lower limit, so it is 6 minus x minus y. Then these are limits of y, so with respect to y we have to integrate next. This is the integration with respect to y. Then apply upper lower limits, and then applying we get this. And then integration is lastly with respect to x. So integrating, applying limit 0 to 3, we get the answer 10. So answer, the volume is 10. Chalo, this is for you. Try to solve. The volume enclosed by the surface f of xy is e raised to x over the triangle bounded by the lines x is equal to y, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1 in the xy plane. Try to draw the triangle. X is y line, x is 0 and y is equal to 1. As we cannot see z there, so z cannot be there. Z can be 0. So if both the limits are 0, upper lower, so it cannot be there. So volume can just be double integral. Double integral f of xy dx dy. Just we need limits. I'm giving you hint. As it is volume, but upper limit z, I cannot see anywhere z limit. So lower limit, as it is xy plane, z is 0, I know. But z upper limit is also not there. That is upper limit is also 0 and integral 0 to 0 is not there. So z we can omit. So volume can be double integral only. Double integral of f of xy dx dy. Right? But we want here limits of x and limits of y. Draw that lines and try to find by drawing horizontal or vertical strip the limits. If you have done, anyone, please share your answer. Okay, if you are solving and if you have drawn this and if you have drawn a strip parallel to y-axis, then we can see the lower end is y is x and the upper end is y is equal to 1. So we are writing the limits y is x to 1, and if we rotate the strip, there is x is 0 and upper is x is 1. So these are the limits, right? And your function is e raised to x dx dy. So with respect to y equals to, you are integrating, so e raised to x is as it is constant and integration dy is y from x to 1. So it is 1 minus x dx, right? So e raised to x minus x e raised to x, integrate it, we get e raised to x minus Leibniz we can apply here. And if we apply Leibniz minus sign, x minus 1, we can check this x minus 1, or you can use as a standard as a definition, e raised to x, x minus 1 from 0 to 1. Upper lower limits, and it is e minus 2. Have you getting answer? Have any one of you got the answer? Yes or no? Please say yes. Chalo, we'll move to the next question. Before that, I want you to solve them. Okay, this one. Okay, solve this. The double integral, integration 0 to a, integration 0 to y, f of x y dx dy is equivalent to, this is equivalent to. Which type of question it is? Can you tell me just what you have to do here to show it is equivalent? Yes?
Change the order.
Yes, it is changing the order. Just change the order and tell me which one is the correct option. So first inside part is limits of x and these are limits of y. Right? X is 0, x is y is 0, y is a. And we have to draw a strip parallel to. Can you tell me? You need to draw a strip parallel to. Can you tell me please, anyone?
Option C.
These are, yes, Monali?
Option C.
Option C? Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
Yes. I'm asking, these are limits of x, so we have to draw a strip parallel to what? Is it a vertical strip or horizontal strip? Are you drawing horizontal strip or vertical strip?
Vertical.
Yes, vertical. As these are limits of x, right? And we have to change it to y, x to y. So we have to draw a strip parallel to y axis. So given things are x is 0, these are limits of x is 0, x is y is 0, and y is a. Sorry, it is a, not x, and y is a. So draw them. X is 0, y axis, y is 0, x axis, x is y, this is the line x is y, and y is a parallel to x axis, this is the line y is a, and this is the line x is y, and this is the line y is a. So we have to write the point of intersection. Sorry, x is a, x is a or y is a? Y is a, right? Parallel to x axis, y is a. So if y is a, x is also a. So this is the point of intersection, a. And we know as these are limits of x and we have to change it to y, we have to draw a strip parallel to y. So lower end of the strip is on this line where y is equal to x. And this is the line y is equal to a. So upper end is y is a and lower end is y is x. So lower limit is x, upper limit is a. Now rotate this strip in this region. So lower end, if we rotate, it is x is 0 and upper limit is here. Here is x is a. So change integration is x is 0 to a and y is x to a, f of x y dy dx. So this is your option number C. Next. The value of the double integral xy dx dy, where R is the region bounded by x square is equal to 4ay. There is y. X square is 4ay, that is the parabola along y. And x is equal to 2a and x-axis. X-axis means y is 0 line. Try to draw x is 4ay, parabola along y. Then x is 2a, that is parallel to y-axis at 2a. So this is x is 2a and x-axis means this is the line x-axis, y is 0 line. Here we have to find the point of intersection. So this is the line x is 2a and this is x square is 4ay. So if we put x is 2a here, 2a square, that is 4a is equal to 4ay. So y is 4 cancel, a square by a is a, so y is a. So the point of intersection is 2a, a, right? And you have to solve the value of integral. So it is your choice, what you want to draw, either a horizontal strip or a vertical strip. So we are drawing a vertical strip. So vertical strip is this strip where lower limit is this. This is x-axis, that is y is 0, and upper limit is on this line. This is nothing but parabola where y is x square by 4a. So y is 0, y is x square by 4a. Next, rotating the strip. So lower limit is here, that is x is 0, and upper limit is here, that is x is 2a. So these are the limits. Variable limits we are writing first. So 0 to x square by 2a, 4a, and x is 0 to 2a outside. Your function is xy, and we are writing the limits of y first, so with respect to y and with respect to x later. Next, x is constant as we are integrating with respect to y. So integration y dy is y square by 2 from 0 to x square by 4a. You are writing simultaneously, so that you can understand properly. Then dx outside, x is already outside, 2 is outside, x by 2, and we are writing upper limit. So it is x raised to 4 by 16a square minus 0, and multiplying we are getting this x raised to 5 upon 32a square. This is from 0 to a. This term is constant outside, and x raised to 5 integration is x raised to 6 by 6 from 0 to 2a, right? Apply x is 2a and then x is 0. So x is 0 means that will be 0. So applying upper limit we get 2a raised to 6, that is 64a raised to 6 by 6 as it is, and 32a square will get cancelled, and what remains is a raised to 4 by 3. The answer is a raised to 4 by 3. Chalo, next question. Area of the plate. It is area. Area is nothing but double integration dx dy in the form of a quadrant of ellipse. Quadrant, positive quadrant, octant. Do you know these terms? Okay. In the form of quadrant of ellipse, this is the ellipse is. So given is an ellipse, we are trying to draw the ellipse. This is major axis, one is minor axis. So A is major and B is minor. So this is the ellipse, right? And area we know it is integration dx dy, right? So vertical strip, it is your choice now which strip you want. So we are drawing vertical. Lower limit is here. This is line. Y is equal to 0. Upper end is here. Here is y is. You have to solve this. This is an ellipse. This is the equation of ellipse. From this we can find y. That is 1 minus x square by a square into b square is y square. And take square root, we get plus minus b root 1 minus x square by a square. But we are taking here plus because we are taking positive octant, right? So it is, upper limit is this. And then rotate the strip in this region, we get lower limit is x is 0 and upper limit is x is a. So substituting in area, we get 0 to a x is and y 0 to b, 1 into dy dx. So 0 to a, first with respect to y, so integration y from 0 to b, so b into this, lower limit if it is 0, it is 0. So b by a outside, square root a square is a, square root a square minus x square, and now we integrate. B by a is outside as constant, root a square minus x square is x by 2 root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a, and the whole integration is from 0 to a. So a get cancelled, it is pi ab by 4. So your answer is pi ab upon 4. Any doubt? It is just asked for positive quadrant, okay? Area of the plate in a form of quadrant. It is asked for a quadrant only. Okay, we'll move to the next question. Write down the question as we are going to end less than 1 minute. So just write the answer and start back early. The area enclosed between the curve y square is 4x and x square is 4y is. The area enclosed between the curve, right on the curve, y square is 4x and x square is 4y is. If you are able to write the options, write them fast and come back soon. It will end now. Join back immediately. This is a parabola and this is also a parabola. This is along y and this is along x. Draw them, draw the region. And draw any. Here is the question and draw the area or draw the region. Sorry, draw the region first and then find area. First parabola, second parabola, draw both the parabolas and find points of intersections, limits, and anyone street will follow, I think, parallel to. So let me solve this. We have given two curves, y square is 4x and x square is 4y. So for intersection points, we get y square is 4x. So where x is, for second curve, x is root 4y. So it is 8 into root y. And then y raised to 4 is 8 root y square, that is 64y. So y raised to 4 is 64y, that is y raised to 4 minus 64y is 0, y is common, and then y into y cube minus 64 is 0. So y is 0 and y cube minus 64 is 0, that is y is 4. 4 cube is 64. So y is 4 and y can be 0 also. So if y is 0, x is 0. And if y is 4, in any one of the equation you can put. If y is 4, x square is 16, that is x is 4. Right? So the points of intersections are 0, 0 and 4, 4. So this is the required region where this is the curve x square is 4y, this is the curve y square is 4x, and this is the region between these two curves where the point of intersections are 0, 0 and 4, 4. Right? We can solve by using this formula we have seen, integration f minus g. Right? Let it be. We are not using this and we will use this only. That is, we are drawing the street parallel to y-axis. Here we get lower limit. Lower limit is on this line. This line is y is x square by 4. So lower limit is x square by 4. And upper limit is on this line. This line is y square is 4x. That is y is root 4x. Root 4 is 2 root x. Right? And if we rotate the strip in this region, the lower end is here where x is equal to 0 and upper end is here where x is equal to 4. So it is 0 to 4 and with respect to y first and with respect to x later. So integrating with respect to y, we get y and these are the limits of y. So 2 root x minus x square by 4 and with respect to x later. So integrating, again we get integrate it root x, that is x raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 minus x cube by 3. Just take care of that 4 and 2 and apply upper lower limit 0 to 4. We'll get 16 by 3 as your answer. This is one more. If you want to solve by this formula, you can do that. Let it be. In general, we are using this only street problem, so let it be by street. Next question, solve. Draw a parabola, draw a line y is equal to x, find out the region, find out the points of intersections. And then the area means double integration. So any one strip you can draw either parallel to x or parallel to y. Completed? Anyone? Are you able to do it? Just tell me answer if done. Okay, I'll show you answer. Anyone is getting? Please tell me option. Then I can show you. Okay, I'll show you. The area, this is the required region, where this is the line y is x square, parabola along y, and this is the line y is x, this is the line y is x. So we have to draw the point of intersections. So if x is 1 and one more line is there, y is equal to x and the parabola y is x square, right? So this is where the two curves meets or two lines meets. So this point of intersection, this is the line y is x, this is y is x square. So if we put y is x here or x is y, whatever. So if we are solving this, we will get x is equal to x square. That is x square minus x is 0. So taking common x, we get x into x minus 1 is 0. So x is 0 or x is 1. Right? So either x is 0 or x is 1. And when x is 0, when x is 0, y is also 0. And when x is 1, y is also 1. So 0, 0 and 1, 1 are the points of intersection. These are 2 points. Here it is shown. Y is x square. So put y is x in this. We get x is 0, x is 1. So when x is 0, y is 0. And when x is 1, y is also 1. So point of intersections are 0, 0 and 1, 1. Right? So required area is we can draw a strip and we can solve, or we have a formula for that. That is required area is area first where y is equal to x, integration y dx, where y is x, so integration x dx minus integration x square dx, integration x dx minus integration x square dx, y dx and y is x and y is x square. So we have to subtract, and this is from 0 to 1. This is from 0 to 1. So required area is, then solve this, we will get the required area as 1 by 6. And if we draw by drawing, if we solve by drawing the strip, we will get the same answer. This is the definition of area. We have seen there are two definitions of area. Next question. The area between the parabola x square is 8y and the straight line y is equal to 8 is. This is your question, and its region I have shown you. I have drawn x square is equal to 8y line. Y is there, so it is the parabola along y. And then y is 8 line, that is parallel to x-axis. This is line y is equal to 8. I'm waiting for the answer. So draw a strip, any strip. Either parallel to y or parallel to x. Okay, let me solve this. Okay, here it is area between, is this the required region? Is this the region only? So area between x square is 8y, this is parabola, and the line y is equal to 8, and there is no other restriction, that is x is 0 or y is 0. So area between this and this is the whole region, right? So exactly half part is considered, and as there is symmetry between these two, so we'll solve this part and we'll multiply it by 2 so that we'll get the answer, right? So we have x square is 8y, so x is root 8y, right? From this we get x is root 8y. That's why x is function of y, we know, so f of y is root 8y, right? And then area under the curve, y is equal to 8. We know area, definition of area is also integration limits. If we have function in y, then f of y dy. If we have it in x, then f of x dx, right? So it is f of y dy from 0 to 8. Limits are from 0 to 8. So 0 to 8, root 8y dy, that is root 8 will come outside. Integrate this, y raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2. Then it is 8 raised to 3 by 2. That is, we'll solve this. Are you allowed to use Calci in GATE exam? I think it is 42.67. I don't know. Is it allowed to use calculator inside? So this answer can be obtained only on calculator. So if it is possible, then we'll get this answer, right? Or we'll get something like in 8 root 8 or something like this. We will let it as it is. Therefore, the total area is 2 times the required, 2 times we obtain. So it is this much. Okay, next is changing the variables. In double integration, if you want to change the variables xy to uv, we have to define a Jacobian. What is Jacobian? Jacobian is defined as, if it is Jacobian of xy on uv, then it is dou x by dou u, dou x by dou v, dou y by dou u, dou y by dou v inside the determinant. This is called Jacobian. So it is defined as double integral can be converted to variable uv by using that function f and g in uv and mod j, that is Jacobian, and du dv. There are some forms. So if you want to convert Cartesian to polar form, we have standard substitutions. X is r cos theta and y is r sin theta. So x square plus y square is equal to r square, and then mod z is, that is Jacobian of x, y and r theta, that is dou x by dou r, dou x by dou theta, dou y by dou r, dou y by dou theta, determinant. So mod j is in this case always r, right? So dou x by dou r is cos theta, and if we solve all of them, it is r cos square theta minus plus r sin square theta, that is r. So Jacobian is r. This is standard substitution. Just remember, x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta, x square plus y square is r square. Jacobian is r, and dx dy is r dr d theta. Next is, okay, this is given again. If Cartesian 2, wait, if Cartesian 2 cylindrical polar form, this is polar and this is cylindrical polar. So in polar there is r and theta, and in cylindrical polar there is z also. So what are the substitution for cylindrical polar? So x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta, and z is equal to z. That is x square plus y square is r square, z is z, and Jacobian is dou x y z and r theta z. Z we are not changing. So next form is Cartesian form to spherical polar. In spherical polar, we have r theta and phi. As in cylindrical, we have r theta and z, and in spherical, we have r theta and phi. So substitutions here are r sin theta cos phi, y is r sin theta sin phi, and z is r cos theta. And if we solve, we get x square plus y square plus z square is r square, and Jacobian is r square sin theta. So standard limits, we need to remember them. Circle, if it is a circle, then r is 0 to a and theta is from 0 to 2 pi. If it is cylindrical polar, then r is 0 to a, theta is 0 to 2 pi, and z is whatever z1 to z2. And if it is spherical polar, then it is r is 0 to a, phi is 0 to 2 pi, and theta is 0 to pi. Okay, the question: by the change of variable, the double integral is given to you is represented as we can see there are two variables x and y, so we can convert it into polar form, right? That is by changing the variable. We have to change the variables. So x is r cos theta, polar, we know the polar substitutions. So these are polar form. X is r cos theta, y is r sin theta. So x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta, x square plus y square is r square, and Jacobian is r. In this case we know. So the given limits are, these are functions of x, so these are limits of y. So y is x and y is root 2 minus x square. That is, squaring on both sides, we get x square plus y square is 2. Already given are limits of y first, that is vertical strip problem it is, and we have to convert it into polar form, right? So we have to see the limits. We have to check for the limits. So this is x square plus y square is 2. But x square plus y square is what? R square, right? So r square is 2. So r is what? Root 2, right? So now your one limit is fixed, root 2, r is root 2. So r starts with here, that is r is 0 to r is root 2, fixed. Then we have to find the limits of theta. Theta is nothing but, we can substitute here anywhere. So x is, to find theta, x is, what is x or x? Theta. Here we are substituting for x square plus y square, that is r square is 2. So r is root 2. And then we have to find the limits of theta. So we get theta is equal to, we know tan inverse y by x. It is not defined here, but we have already defined somewhere. So theta is tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse y by x. What is our y and what is our x? So it is So if we put x is 0, cos 0, okay, we know the limits of x. So if we put x is 0, so we get 0 by r. So 0, cos theta is 0. So theta is cos inverse of 0. So which value will give you 0? Theta is cos inverse 0, that is cos pi by 2 is 0. So one limit is pi by 2, and we know upper limit is x is 1. So if we put x is 1, we get 1 by r cos theta. Suppose if we take r as 1 for some time, so cos theta is 1 and theta is cos inverse 1. So which cos value is 1? So cos pi by 4 is 1, right? So we are getting r is 0 to root 2 and theta is pi by 4 to pi by 2. Here it is, theta is pi by 4 to root pi by 2. So applying these limits, we get pi by 4 to pi by 2 and r is 0 to root 2. R, here it is x is r cos theta, x square plus y square is r square, and dx dy is r dr d theta. So this is the change after changing the integration. It will look like this. This is the changing the variables. Okay, this is one more question. And this is changing into spherical polar. Change it into spherical polar and then the triple integral is represented as. We know the spherical polar limits are x is r sin theta cos phi, y is r sin theta sin phi, and z is r cos theta, where x square plus y square plus z square is r square, and mod j and Jacobian is r square sin theta. So first thing is, these are limits of z. So z is 0 to z is root 1 minus this. So that is nothing but x square plus y square plus z square is n, which is a square with center at 0 and radius is 1, right? So r is a positive octant, the triple integral, by changing it into spherical polar. We are just taking its only part is positive octant, as there are 8 parts we know. So we are just taking only one octant, positive octant, where r is from 0 to 1, and for positive octant limits are theta is 0 to pi by 2 and phi is also 0 to pi by 2. So applying all these limits, we get 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, r is 0 to 1, and 1 upon this is 1 upon r square into r square Jacobian. We are writing Jacobian, or we can directly write dx dy dz is r square sin theta dr d theta d phi as a formula also. So it is Jacobian into dr d theta d phi. So r square cancel, and this is what we obtained: sin theta dr d theta d phi. It is not asked to solve, just how we can express. Okay, next is length of the curve, and there are two formulae for length of the curve. So first is, if we are having limits of y, then it is under root 1 plus dy by dx bracket square integration from x1 to x2 with respect to x, right? And one more formula is, if we have integration y1 to y2, then it is root 1 plus dx by dy square with respect to y. The length of the curve, one curve is given to you, y is 2 by 3, x raised to 3 by 2, from x is 0 to x is 3. And we have a length of curve formula. L is x1 to x2, this formula. So dy by dx is, find its dy by dx from this, 2 by 3 into 3 by 2 into x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2. So x raised to 1 by 2 root x dy by dx. So integration L becomes, length of the curve becomes 0 to 3 root 1 plus root x square, that is x. So 1 plus x dx. So 1 plus x raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 from 0 to 3, and which is nothing but upper limit, if it is 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 raised to 3 by 2. We'll take square root first, that is 4 raised to half, 2, 2 raised to 3, that is 2 cube, 8, 8 minus 1. 2 by 3 into 8 minus 1, that is 7 into 2, 14 by 3. The length of the curve is 14 by 3. Here is the formula. length of the arc is, if it is x is a to b, then this is the formula. And if we are writing by converting it to the polar form, formula is, if r is f of theta and theta is from alpha to beta, then alpha to beta under root r square plus dr by d theta bracket square with respect to theta. Okay, and if we have x is some function of t and y is some function of t between the points t is a to b, then it is a to b dx by dt square plus dy by dt square inside square root with respect to t. Okay, next it is application of integrals. Area of the curve can be defined as integration y dx from a to b. If Cartesian curve y is f of x is given and where x is a to b, then its area is integration y dx from a to b. And if r is f of theta and radius vector theta is alpha to beta, then it is defined as area of the curve is 1/2 integration alpha to beta r square d theta. Remember. Next is volume of revolution. Very important. Many questions are asked on volume of revolutions. The volume of solid generated by the revolution about x-axis and the area bounded by the curve y is f of x. The x-axis and the ordinates x is equal to ab is, okay, forget about. If you have y is f of x, then, and if you have limits of x is a to b, then the volume of revolution is integration a to p pi y square dx. Okay, and if we have limits y is a to b and x is equal to f of y, then it is integration a to b pi x square dy. Remember, if it is x is a to b and curve is y is f of x, then it is pi y square dx from a to b. And if it is x is f of y curve and y limits are a to b, then it is integration a to b pi x square dy. Okay, then we'll go to the question. This is similar one again. So pi y square pi x square dx. Next, the question is the volume of solid obtained by revolving the region bounded by the curve y is x cube, comma x axis and the line y is 1 about y axis is. Given is y is x cube. So if we'll draw the curve y is x cube, we'll get this type of curve, right? And then x axis, that is, want to say something, Akansha? Okay, y is x cube, then x axis and the line y is 1, that is parallel to x axis. This is the line y is 1, right? And then x axis, that is y is equal to 0. This is the line y is 0, this is y is 1 and this is y is x cube. And bounded by this 3, we get this as the region, right? So we have to find solid volume of solid of revolution. So it is y is x cube, right? So we have to write, if y is some function of x, if y is some function of x, then we write pi y square. And if we have x is some function of y, then we write pi x square. Here we can write x is y raised to 1 by 3. So we can also write pi x square, integration pi x square from a to b. As we are getting integrals of limits of y here, there are limits of y. We can easily get y is from 0 to 1, right? So we are letting limits of y, that is 0 to 1 with respect to y. And if it is y, if we are taking it with respect to y, there is a term pi x square, right? So pi x square dy from a to b. As we are easily getting y's limits, so we are converting it to y, right? So we know pi 0 to 1, pi and x. From this we can write x is y raised to 1 by 3, its square. So pi raised to pi into y raised to 2 by 3. Pi is constant, integrate y raised to 5 by 3 upon 5 by 3. So 3 by 5 into 1 minus 0. So your answer is 3 pi by 5. Just remember the formula. If you are integrations, or if I have limits for y, inside there is pi x square. And if I have limits of x here, x is something, then we have inside pi y square and with respect to dx. Okay, next question. The parabola arc y is root x, where x is 1 to 2. We know now limits of x is revolve around the x-axis. The volume of solid of revolution is. Can you solve fast and tell me the answer? What will be the formula? As we have now limits of x with us. So, volume of solid of revolution is equal to we have limits for x. We have limits for x. We know x is AB. So then its formula will be integration a to b pi y square dx. Right? So that area is integration a to b pi y square dx. And we know it is from 1 to 2. So integration 1 to 2 pi y square. Y square is x. From this we can get y square. Y square is x. Pi into x dx. So pi is constant, integrating x square by 2 from 1 to 2 and upper limit is 2. So solving we get 3 by 2 pi. Next. Thank you. This is the end. I will stop the slides and I'll come back again. So are you getting everything? So this is the end here. If you have any question, please unmute and ask me. Till then, I'll take screenshots. If you have any question, ask now. Shall I say something if you want to say?